We are here and we are back in it. This is game number 2 of this quarter-final matchup between Helios eSports and Isurus Gaming HyperX, sponsored. So they're legit, and we saw last game pulling out the Meepo pick as their 5th and final pick. Showed to be the real all-star last game, running right through Helios eSports, putting them in uncomfortable positions and just catching them out outright. But Helios eSports this time, they're going to keep at it. They get rid of the Invoker first and then the Visage second, leaving the Meepo out there. I guess they're ready this time in case the situation arises. They will draft more accordingly in case the Meepo grab is there. This is Coddle Guy casting this game for you live from twitch.tv/Helios eSports, where we have a lot of people coming, hanging out, chatting away. I believe there's a raffle happening in the chat as well. I want to thank everyone for coming out, and of course, thanks to you, Mason, for being my co-caster this evening. Welcome back again.
I am always happy to be here, especially when we get to see games like the last one. I mean, when the hell do you get to see a Meepo pick?
Yeah, never. And I don't think Helios has even seen one picked up ever from what we saw.
I don't think they remember that hero existed.
All right, but with that said, we'll jump right into the draft. Isurus Gaming have their first pick, and they're going to decide to grab out the clockwork early. And that's something we used to see more back in 6.78 and before, and it's just kind of fallen off into like that mid-late game pickup, but they're going to get him early. And I always enjoyed clockwork, and I always think he's a nice, solid pickup. He's great in the off lane, if not one of the best there. He's got one of the best initiates in the game with that hook shot. He's able to isolate anyone he chooses, segregate the whole fight from everyone else with the power of the cogs. And just expect to have a lot of synergy with them. A lot of people typically go for something like a gyrocopter. Anyone who could take advantage of a lockdown of clockwork. Don't expect them to pick up maybe that melee carry, unless they're going with the lifestealer, which works very nicely. So a lot of options still there. We'll see if Helios eSports counter back on it. Typically, I like to see a Rubik grab when going against the clockwork. His telekinesis works so well and able to deal with clockwork. I guess Vengeful can work as well. Why not, right? Swap? I don't know, though. Mason, I told you before, I'm not a big fan of Vengeful Spirit as a support, if indeed it will be a support one. I think Swap's a great skill, but at level 6, the range is so small. It's going to force her to be really close to that battle. And we saw Isurus Gaming. They like to be aggressive. And Vengeful Spirit, if she's caught off on the wrong foot, she'll be taken down very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about Vengeful Spirit before, and Swap is a great skill, but like you said, its range is very low at level 6. I think until you kind of get that level 2 Swap, you pick up Vengeful Spirit for Wave of Terror for the minus armor, for the bonus damage aura, and for her, pretty much guaranteed magic missile stun. Swap is just sort of like a nice bonus until it hits that 925 range. Then it becomes something that you can seriously deal with. I like the Clockwork, I like the Venomancer pickup. This could be the makings of a pretty scary tri-lane. Between Battery Assault and Venomous Gale, you're going nowhere fast.
Yeah, it's definitely an idea they could have, but obviously the main option is still there in case they want to just throw Clockwork in that off lane and let him do his business. We did see fullback the one on the Meepo. He played that safe lane solo, held his lane pretty significantly on his own. I'm not sure if their playstyle is something like he's a very good isolated player. Throw him in a lane, let him take care of it. He'll handle his own. He won't feed over any kills. We could see him play the Clockwork in that side lane. They could throw him in the safe lane. So one of the great things about grabbing that Clockwork and Venomancer early is it does not give much away. Clockwork, you could throw him in the middle, you could throw him in that safe lane. No strategies given. Isurus Gaming have a lot probably under their sleeves waiting to pull out.
Yeah, Clockwork, like you said, is a very versatile hero, and so is Venomancer in all honesty. Generally, you see him played as the 4 or 5 role, the pretty stock standard support, but offlane Venomancer has been seen recently. Not super popular, but it was something back in Dota 1 that was pretty popular because there were some changes to Vanguard and wards were really strong and blah, 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 Dota history. But Venomancer, don't underestimate his kill power one-on-one. Especially if you max scale early and sting early, you can do a lot of damage to an unsuspecting offlaner. And we do see the Meepo ban second round through. They've had enough of that.
Yeah, they don't even want to risk it. They're like, we'll get out the respect ban of Invoker, that's fine. But we're not even going to let you try to pull something like that out one more time. For people just tuning in and wondering why the hell Helios eSports are banning a Meepo, Isurus Gaming did serious work last game with the Meepo, and Helios is like, enough of that, we get it, that's cute. You have a Meepo player who's very good, that's great, but we're not going to have that again. So they do ban out the Meepo. They also ban out his distant cousin Slark, and they grab the Templar Assassin once again for themselves. Templar didn't really get the opportunity last game to really reach her true potential. She did do some heavy damage, but you know, she didn't really get to make it where she'd like to be. And it's kind of interesting to see her grabbed up before even seeing who she might be contesting in that mid lane. There's a lot of options that are still there. Obviously, they do ban out the Obsidian Destroyer, but you still have the options of something, you know, sneaky, like maybe a bit of a Razor pickup. Storm Spirit's still in the pool as well, in case they feel pretty confident matching up there. But it also may come down to how good this roaming power is. Venomancer's great at being a presence all around the map if they decide to do it in that way. Gale is so good early in the game. The slow is tremendous. And with an extra, you know, peck or two from the wards, they'll be able to take down the refraction rather easily.
Yeah, I mean, we could even see something as crazy as a Venomancer mid. It's probably not going to happen, and I would more want to see Isurus pick up a Viper right now to go against the TA, because, I mean, his poison dots just take off refraction. Yeah, and there it is. Refraction means nothing to a Viper. I'm really surprised that they picked up the TA without already banning the Viper, or without sort of leaving it to last so that they knew they wouldn't have to deal with it. A bit of a confident pickup. They might pay for that.
Yeah, I definitely would have to favor a Viper matchup versus a Templar Assassin. Viper, it just does serious work. Great kiting ability. When you lay out the Viper Strike, he'll be able to toy with this Templar Assassin. It's going to add a lot of pressure on that Vengeful Spirit to try to get a better setup for him. And they do grab the Luna once again. Helios eSports running a lot back here. They grab the Furion, the Templar Assassin, and the Luna again. All the same from last game. So I guess they kind of just want to have a run back and feel pretty confident in the lineup they had before. I mean, Luna, last time we saw, was trying to build in that BKB, couldn't quite get there. They were really choking her up, not allowing her to get any sort of space to get that farm. So we'll see if they try to change things up a bit, maybe get a little more aggressive, throwing out their own wards, maybe, just trying to see the aggression coming. But I don't know. We'll see how this draft progresses. It's still looking pretty significant for Isurus Gaming right now.
Yeah, Helios is just sort of hoping to get a better start than they got last game, as simple as that sounds. But something that is very nice to mention is that Vengeance Aura and Lunar Blessing work really well together. So Luna will get the bonus attack damage from Lunar Blessing as well as the percent damage bonus from Vengeance Aura. It makes your last hitting absurdly easy early game, but it also makes pushing really easy, which Luna is already good at. So we could see sort of this pseudo-push lineup again between the Venge and Luna +1 on a tri-lane, Nature's Prophet pushing other lanes as he sort of gets leveled up. We're going to have to see if Luna can get the start that she wants, that she didn't get last game.
Man, I'm feeling a very aggressive early game again from Isurus. They grabbed that Crystal Maiden. They were using plenty of smokes last time around. Expect her to make good moves there in the mid lane and address the Templar Assassin early. I would bet anything on it. But now Isurus Gaming have the task of picking up what they feel will be a good, adequate late game. They don't really have anyone who can bring out some serious deeps. Yes, you can run Venomancer late game. Sure, why not? Viper is decent, but you want to get that mechanism. You want to get that Agnum Scepter. You need someone who's going to do some good damage. I'm trying to look over some of the leftover picks here. What do you think would be the solid
circus
pickup
going on back there, buddy?
I know. Who do you think would be a good solid carry that could be left here for Isurus Gaming? I don't know if they have any more wild cards they like to put out, but do you think? What do you think would be a nice?
You could pick up a Weaver, but there's a fair amount of lockdown on Helios. I mean, they loosen beam as a mini stun. It's not super hard lockdown, but there is a Vengeful Spirit stun. They're slowing traps. If you can get a good Sprout, he's just kind of stuck in place. However, if you get a quick Lincolns on him and you feel confident in your play, he can still be a real pain in the ass. I mean, we could see something like an anti-mage, but it doesn't quite fit in this lineup. You know, they want kills a lot earlier. Let's see, is Alchemist banned? We could see something
no, you know
crazy
what's
like...
strange enough? I don't even think Alchemist was banned last time or picked up, last time either. So it's interesting. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, Alchemist, oh, those nerfs, he's fallen off the wayside. I don't think so. Alchemist is still a big factor. He's still just as versatile. He's a great carry still. Yeah, the stun, you have to get it off earlier. It's like 5.5 instead of 7 seconds or 7.5 seconds, but the full duration is still there. It doesn't have that delicious extra damage of overtime air flight, but it's still really good. Wind Ranger going to be your last pick up here for Helios eSports. I'm always a big fan of Wind Ranger. She's not played very often anymore, but when you need some sort of severe lockdown, she works very nicely. She's typically someone I'd like to see when you go against maybe a Storm Spirit. And look at that, good call there, Mason. They do grab the Anti-Mage.
I'm a little surprised they picked the Anti-Mage. I personally would have rather seen somebody along the lines of a Gyrocopter. I think he can fight a little bit earlier, which is what they're aiming for, but I mean, hey, fullback has proven that he can do some unorthodox things and make them work, so I'm excited to see him on this Anti-Mage in a bit of a different role from the Meepo.
Yeah, you know, typically Anti-Mage doesn't really work too well with a Clockwork. Clockwork is the one to jump in there and pincer off maybe the target they want to go for. Anti-Mage can't really get in there to make it happen being, you know, the melee. Yeah, he can blink in, but he might put himself in a bit of a predicament. Now, look at this early before we jump into any sort of introductions. Helios eSports, they're going for a level 1 Roshan, it looks like here. That extra bonus minus armor. They're laying out some early damage here on Roche. They're going to take it to him early. I haven't had the privilege of seeing this yet, so you think you got wild games and tricks of Isurus Gaming. Helios eSports take it right back to him. They're going for a level 1 Roche.
Yeah, and they're going to, I mean, that minus armor really comes into a big factor here between the Meld Strike and the Wave of Terror.
Oh, no! Oh, no, the Treants sneak in. Oh, no, that's not... I'm flabbergasted right now. Those are Treants scouting out. Sorry, Mason, please go ahead. I'm getting a little caught out and excited about this Roche. They take it out so quick. Man, that minus armor is too good. That waveform. I mean, at level 1 is 3 minus armor. Go ahead.
What you usually see from a level 1 Roshan is something like a Lone Druid, because his bear can tank it really easily. I mean, hell, you see a Wraith King, you know, with something like a Lifesteal Aura, something like an Ursa, because after a while his Fury swipes it really hard. But never underestimate the power of minus armor, especially in early game damage. Between Meld and Wave of Terror, Roshan doesn't have a lot of armor to work with, and yeah, he's going to hit, you know, hard, that's kind of a given. But Treants can sort of tank it up, you can just sort of rotate through with salves, and you're going to take him down pretty quickly comparatively.
Wow, it's just great. I love how they have wild strats up their own sleeves as well. Pulling out the early level 1 Roche. This is a nice early momentum for the rest of their team. A level 2 Templar Assassin to start out the bat right away going against this Viper. She'll need all the extra help she can get, and Viper already going to town laying out the damage on her. It will be Aluna in the top lane, accompanied by J&T. They're going to play very aggressive early, not allowing 999 to get any sort of early extra farm. He's just going to try to leech out the experience he needs to get to that level 6 early. Bottom lane, fullback, trying to get some early space here to get the extra farm. He does have 2 Knuckleheads here in the jungle hanging out beside him. Literally Knuckles playing your Venomancer on the side, along with Nihydra getting that extra jungle farm with the Crystal Maiden, which often we see done easily. That Frostbite helps out so much with Crystal Maiden getting that extra bit of side farm there in the jungle.
Yeah, it's really excellent when you can have a Crystal Maiden abuse her own jungle like this and just take out those big creeps, get her gold, get some levels, and, you know, sort of rotate into the lane like a normal jungler and get a gank. And Anti-Mage going against the Nature's Prophet in the offlane here, he's not going to care. Furion's not going to be able to bully him out of lane with a stout shield. He might even opt to go into a poor man's shield just to take a little bit less right click, but probably not. Could be a thing, but I'm not anticipating it. He's not going to get bullied out of lane. He's going to get as much CS as he possibly wants, and this should be a pretty quick Battle Fury.
Yeah, man. Mid lane, however, speaking of bullying out, DDX really bullying out this Templar Assassin. Louis the Pooey now making a retreat, looking out for the rune. Will he get it? Nope. It will be top. Unfortunately, it's a regen. Viper not making a move there yet, but he has been laying out the damage on Louis the Pooey early in the mid lane, or walking him in. 999, scouting out this top VS as they're getting a bit of a pull themselves, trying to deny all they can from the Clockwork. It will be DDX picking up that regen top, making things even harder for the Templar Assassin, who does hold the Aegis, so she always has that going for her in case she does get caught out, but that's something you do not typically want to hand out early. Hopefully you can hold on to that Aegis, get a few levels in, maybe level 5, hopefully level 6, and then they can converge together and make use of that Aegis by going all in an early team fight.
Yeah, DDX has done a really good job of orb walking with the poison attack. Not so much there, but beforehand, so that he can take off those refraction charges without drawing creep aggro, and therefore not screwing with the lane equilibrium too much. But, I mean, yeah, TA's got an Aegis. If she dies, she'll come back, but she's still going to get bullied out of lane, and you can see how little Viper cares about refraction, which is pretty much her only means of survival early game.
More bullying happening in the top lane. 999 runs himself right into a magic missile. who shoves him right back out of the lane. They're creating as much space as possible, but I would have to benefit the bottom lane for Isurus Gaming. That anti-mage is finding any farm he would like to have here. 19-7 now and pushing it further and further ahead. We'll see if he decides to build early into the battlefield, but they're making a move on the top lane. TP to the top. They're making it go on 999, but they do misplay, and unfortunately it's just a little too far.
Meld strike.
Meanwhile, DD, mid lane, wow, big meld strike there. Louis the Pooh, he takes out the Viper. Helios eSports now drawing first blood, just like last game. We'll see if they can keep riding this wave, though.
So if there are kills that definitely shouldn't happen in the laning stage, that is one of them. TA really shouldn't be able to solo kill a Viper like that. He just didn't have his correct positioning there. Probably got cut out with a trap and just ate a couple meld strikes. I mean, that's not a... He's doing well in lane. He's harassing her out, but he's not doing well enough that you can afford a death like that you really shouldn't have.
And Nihadra's hanging around this mid lane.
Top
She
lane.
could have optimally gone for a gank. Oh, wow, they get the early tier 1. They're continuing to push forward. 999 forced to run to the east side to get away, but that's a nice wall that blocks him back, but he's got a long journey to go to.
Power shot.
He wants to get away. And
Got him.
nope. A strike right to the back of the head as they take him out. Nice grab right there.
Yeah. Good angle by Wind Ranger to
Pushing
pick up
ahead
and
2-0.
secure that kill. And it looks like Louis the Pooh is going to go on DDX again mid lane, getting caught out by traps.
Oh,
And
man.
Refraction is up. She can dive the tower. Doesn't care. Meld is up, and that is the
Yep,
dud
she
run.
gets it. One more auto attack. Can she get the range? Nope, she gets blocked out from the creep. Now Nihadra, oh, gets it. There we go. That's going to be it. Louis the Pooh will lose the Aegis. Even a DD acquired, they got to turn back and try to get her a second time. Can they orb walk it enough? Louis the Pooh trying to run it back on the Crystal Maiden. Temporarily tries to sidestep there, now making a run to the north with the help of the Refraction. Should be able to get away with this, has backup nearby in J&T. Helios eSports running ahead early. Meanwhile, Anti-Mage was taken out on this bottom lane. I'm not quite sure what happened. It looked like he was taken out pretty far ahead.
Yeah, he dove the tower.
But now they push ahead, yeah. 3-1 now. Helios eSports taking control of this game too early. Trying to shake out the cobwebs of what happened from the last game. But they're back now.
Yeah, the thing is, though, Anti-Mage is farming this entire time. Yeah, he died, but he got a good solo kill on the Nature's Prophet. He's got his Claymore up and running. So he's feeling pretty good about this Battle Fury timing. There's been very good rotations out for Isurus so far. That was a really good turnaround on the mid lane from the Crystal Maiden. But yeah, it's looking pretty good for Helios so far. And this is going to be a kill on Veno.
Yep, they give Veno. They make it look easy. Textbook catch-off right there. Kunoichi lays out the Sprout, and with the help of the Wind Ranger to lock it down, they make it look easy. And they take apart that Venomancer. Promptly so, pushing ahead 4-1 right now. We'll go ahead and make an early look at the XP and gold graph. It's going to be slightly in the favor of Helios eSports, about 1K, but nothing too significant. This Vengeful Spirit trying to hunt out the bottom, will slightly miss fullback, making his way right back to the bottom lane. 999 happy to get the space he needs to get that level 6 now. He's getting so close to it. Expect him to just kind of venture away once he gets that level 6 and begin to get the ball rolling into this mid-game. Good wars played out by Vengeful Spirit. We'll scout things out and look to head right back to that bottom lane.
Yep, Templar Assassin picks up the Bracer, going to go for those early drums. A little bit tanky, give her a little bit of bonus damage to sort of get towards this mid-game. This is not a game that Helios wants to take late by any means. Anti-Mage is going to outfarm Aluna 10 times out of 10.
Oh, Lucent Beam is not there. They can't catch out Clockwork, and he gets away and they blow the Eclipse. Real unfortunate there. Close, but no cigar. Kunoichi tries to commit in for the gank, but they cannot get it. Now they're making a move on the mid lane. They're making a go on Louis the Pooey. They know backup is not nearby. It's at the top lane. 999 doing work, trying to body block. Will they be able to get it? They should, and they do. Clockwork gets his own redemption. Wow, good move from him. He leaves the top lane, goes to the mid lane, and they make a jump on the Templar. Wow, that worked out in their favor tremendously. Isurus Gaming avoid the gank and get one of their own in the mid lane.
Yeah, 999 has done a really spectacular job in these past two games. Clockwork in this game, Nix in the last game, you know. He does it quietly, but he gets it done, whether it's the impales or the hook shots. He finds the kills, he sets up the kills, and he's a very solid player.
Indeed, Anti-Mage is going to go for that early Battle Fury pickup, so a little bit greedy, but he's happy to take it. He's going to go ahead and just continue to do that typical Eternal Envy style farm that we've been seeing as of late. That Anti-Mage hoping to build up a lot of extra items and damage being a big factor. You got to remember, Mana Void's got that huge bonus AoE damage, or huge bonus AoE, rather, from this recent 6.8 patch. Expect that to go into good use here early, especially on the likes of the Furion, who's a very mana-dependent hero. They'll try to isolate him, who's looking to push forward into his own Midas here in the jungle, getting it relatively close. A little more sooner than he had last game. Last game, obviously, he was getting caught out pretty commonly from that Meepo in the top lane, but having a bit of a better time here in the mid lane. And Viper continues to lay out the early damage, but with backup nearby, Wind Ranger not going to allow him to bully him around.
Yeah, Viper actually opting not to go Poison Nova at level 6, which is something we see. There haven't been a whole lot of team fights so far, so he wants the higher level in Sting, he wants the higher level in Wards, but before they kind of start committing to these fights, he's definitely going to want one in Poison Nova, but, I mean, that's definitely to be expected. Anti-Mage, still having really great farm, has got enough to pick up his Void Stone if he wants to, but he's probably just going to wait for the other sword half of his Battle Fury here. Get the damage rather than the mana regen, which he doesn't really need to farm these lanes. You were talking earlier about that mana void change, though, and that's seriously huge. Yes, it was only upped in radius by about 150, but because everything works like a circle, of course, it's a 300 diameter, which is a really significant range and AoE increase. If you kind of hover over it for a second, you can see just how big that mana void kind of is.
Alright, but they're making a move. Meanwhile, mid lane, 999 pulls the trigger on Louis the Pooey, rather. They get a run back and take it one more time. Rotations come out, but it's not enough. Nice swap back. DDX can't get away with the haste, and they manage shutting him down with the help of the Lucent Beam. Hydra steps in with the freezing field, but it will not be enough. Eclipse also not going to catch a waste right there, but does catch him with the Lucent Beam. Nice two-man snag. A push forward. Luna now might be caught out.
Oh, he wants it.
No, he gets locked down. Nice shackle from the Wind Ranger to stop him from getting it out, and they're happy to take that. It's a 3-for-2 exchange. They do lose both their cores in Templar Assassin and Luna, but they do manage to take down the anti-mage there in the end. I think they're happy with that one as they push ahead 4-7.
That was a really, really clutch shackle shot by the Wind Ranger there. If anti-mage had gotten that mana void off, I wouldn't have been surprised to see 3 heroes just instantly die.
999 scouting out with this invis. See rotations coming out.
Oh,
he'll see them smoke, and it quickly is off. They know he's there. Wait, did they lose the smoke just instantly? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was broken.
We'll detect it out. Yep. They even have the ward available. Can they get it? No, he's just out of the vision of the ward. Doesn't matter. Swap him back in. They get him. Wow, nice pick off. They make it look easy. Helios eSports, they're out for vengeance this game, and they're putting in some serious work early and thinking about going for the Roche again.
Yeah, there's not really a whole lot that Isuru can do to contest these Roshans. They can't really teamfight yet. Anti-Mage doesn't have enough items to really do anything, especially against a carry like Luna, a carry like Templar Assassin that can fight early.
Alright, Venomancer are going to be turning the corner here. Now knows they're there, throws out the ward to scout things out, but he's got to be careful. That's a fast Furion, runs right in, lays out the Sprout. Lucent Beam to follow, but they don't quite have enough to get the damage. Man, the slow of that ward alone is enough to deter them back, as they got to be careful on who might be on the high ground there. And now they will deter back. So Helios eSports pick up the second Roshan of the game. They hand over the Aegis to Templar Assassin once again, who's happy to take it. And we're getting a lot of congestion already here, Mason, in the mid lane. We're going to see if Isurus Gaming will spread things out. Obviously, Anti-Mage, however, he's finding a little bit of extra farm here in the top lane. He's one component away, which I think is on the way to him. Yes, it is.
I hope it doesn't get sniped.
Yep. Oh, no, gets caught out. Song of the Sun does not have Eclipse. Obviously, won't be using it, but watch out for that Jade Boy. Makes the run over the hill, eats a little bit of damage, but does complete his Battle Fury and will make the run back. No boots for him. Doesn't even need the extra move speed for now. Just super greedy mode. Going to continue to farm things up.
Yeah, without boots, 12 minutes is, a very good Battle Fury time. So he's basically just going to sit in the jungle for the next 20 minutes and hopefully come out with 6 slots. That will be the plan.
Yeah.
And the supports have done a good job of already stacking the jungle. You see the big camp is stacked twice here. I don't think there's any stacks anywhere else, but he's got that to start off with, so not a bad start to his jungling. He is really low on health, though. So he might have to go take a trip back to the fountain.
Yeah, in general, his health pool is very, very low. He has to be careful. There's a lot of lockdown coming out from Helios eSports. They got the magic missile, obviously the help with the shackle we saw earlier. If they get caught, if he gets caught out, he could be in serious trouble. He won't be able to survive the onslaught that Helios eSports can bring from a simple catch-out lockdown, which could happen here. God, they're going to turn the corner. They see the smoke's off, but quickly he pulls away. Not so safe in your own jungle. Helios eSports now beginning to release the Bloodhounds and hunt through this bottom lane here. Maybe they're looking to go for this tier 1, where you'll see a lonely 999 hiding away in the jungle.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to hold this on his own between the might of 4 heroes here. And the power of the Zora is pretty serious. These 3 heroes are going to right-click for a pretty fair amount, not only on towers, but against heroes, against creep waves, and it's hard to stop this push. They can spam it out with a power shot. Luna will have glaives next level, so that's going to mean the wave will die that much faster. And God forbid a fight breaks out that they don't want to take, Furion just teleports to another lane.
Yeah. Song of the Sun does opt to go for that Helm of the Dominator pickup here. Hopefully she'll be able to take a creep relatively soon, begin to get those ancient stacks going. That's a lot of relative farm she could use, or reliable farm rather, that she could have on the side to go at later. That's typically one of the prime reasons you want to see these Helm of the Dominators used. Makes a move instead. They're going to try to clear out the Radiant jungle.
Yeah, she grabbed the Satyr, so she'll go stack with that.
Yeah, hopefully that will be the case. They do decide to converge here to the mid lane and take another tower for their troubles. If you look at the gold graph, it's pushing more and more down in their favor, pushing into the 3K mark. Doesn't look like they will defend. They take it and perhaps consider pushing down this mid lane even further. Yeah,
they're doing a good job here. They know that they can press their advantage. They know that they still have the Aegis on the Templar Assassin. They've got the momentum, they've got the push, and they've got enough of a lead that there's not a whole lot that Isurus can do. Any mage...
This tower is melting!
Yeah, that...
They get it! Wow, they know that this is what they need to do. That anti-mage is going to need all the time he can get, but they don't want to give him that time. They want to delay as much as possible, and man, being a Coddle fan, I know what it's like to delay games, but they need to work on it. This Helios eSports team now know the power of their push. Expect them to make rotations and try to take out the other tier 2s in the relatively near future. In the meantime, however, they're trying to catch out fullback here. Nice catch of the shackle, and that's the lockdown I'm talking about, and they get him. They follow it up with a power shot, and they take him down quickly.
Yeah,
Isurus Gaming, very prominent last game. This time around is 4-10 in favor of Helios eSports. We have Dota on our hands.
Yeah, this is turning into a heck of a series. That's a really good pickoff to get on the anti-mage. He had enough for his treads, didn't lose a whole lot, but a death sucks one way or another. And at this point, like I was saying, Helios can just 5-man down these towers. There's nothing that Isurus can do. Viper just finished a mech, but he's not really doing any damage. Anti-mage has treads and Battle Fury. Big whoop. Clockwork does manage to finish up a Blade Mail, but again, big whoop when you compare it to the damage that's coming out from Helios. Luna has the Ogre Club getting ready to go into that BKB. Templar Assassin picks up a Yasha, actually, so might be going into a Manta, or might just be casual Yasha. So the item progression is very much in the favor of TA, and yeah, Nature's Prophet casually picks up level 2 Necronomicon.
Yeah, they know that the pushing is where it's going to be at for their team, and they're going to push as hard as they can. I would hope that they try to make a fight happen relatively soon in the near future. I don't know what the timing is left on this Aegis of the Mortal. It can't be too much longer, so they're already throwing out the plays here, maybe looking to make a push happen, hopefully in this top or bottom lane, and go for that extra tier 2 tower here. It's something they could definitely use. Meanwhile, Furion, maybe he'll push ahead and go for that Necro 3 before the next engagement.
Yeah, they'd probably like to have it before they start to push again, but they're still going to keep the lanes pressured. We do have to keep in mind, though, it is only 16 minutes into the game, although it sort of feels like it's gone on for longer than that. If Isurus can hold off these pushes and not lose too many towers and maybe get 1 or 2 in exchange, it frees up more room for anti-mage to farm, and a farming anti-mage is a good anti-mage.
Look at it. It looks like Isurus Gaming are trying to take a tower of their own. This tier 1 finally might fall here for them, and oh wow, they're gonna make them work for it. Fortification. All the meanwhile, they're going for a tier 2 on the bottom. I like what they're doing here. They got to use that Aegis. They're gonna make the fight happen here on the bottom. They get the tier 1, the mid lane. Now they're gonna be forced to rotate back possibly. This tier 2 should fall with relative ease. A wall of Veto wards to slow them down, but it will not matter. Let's see if they commit to pushing it out. Nope, rotation's already back into the mid lane where they find out DDX. Nope, they won't be able to stop him. He will get away. All the meanwhile, anti-mage trying to continually, slowly farm ahead. He's got those power dreads and already nearly 2K in his check-in account ready to go. What will be the next pickup, Mason, here for anti-mage?
It sort of depends on how confident he's feeling with his farm right now. Generally, we'd see him go into something like a Yasha into a Manta. He could pick up a Vlad's, and he does pick up the Vlad's. He feels like he needs to be able to fight early if necessary. He wants the armor. I mean, lifesteal is good, attack damage is good as well, but it makes him a little more tankier. He'll probably go back for the Manta next, but I like the Vlad's pickup here. It lets him fight if absolutely necessary, though he still doesn't want to. Good hook shot.
Ooh, hook shot to fly out. Yep, they're going to catch out Song of the Sun going the wrong way in the river, and they get her down quickly. Good work right there, unfortunately. Anti-Mage won't pick up the kill, but Clockwork happy to take it. They bring it back. They push it ahead now. It's 5-10, still advantage for Helios eSports, but with the numbers down, maybe they're looking to make a push happen of their own in this mid lane. Anti-Mage, however, all he wants to do is farm, baby. Just got to keep that farm rolling. He's going to be the dark horse for this team, and he does get that Vladimir already acquired. The extra leech only going to help his survivability even more, but this is a man who's still below 1k life.
Yeah, he's still really squishy, and like I said, Vlad's helps him live a little bit, gives him that bonus armor, but he still doesn't really want to fight. On the other hand, though, that is not a kill that you want to give up as Luna. You're on your way to your BKB, you're a good amount ahead, and feeding kill like that is just momentum the wrong way.
They're trying to catch out fullback here in the top of the river, but they don't quite have enough long on, not quite close enough. I mean, even if the Vengeful Spirit happened to be level 11, had the range to swap, you're not going to be able to stop him from just blinking away. So that's part of the reason why I'm not too happy with the Vengeful Spirit support. Yeah, you're able to isolate, but when you're trying to isolate an anti-mage, you're only going to be successful so much unless you can really get the coordination there to catch him out. But they do make a move here on 999. They throw out the magic missile, but Venomancer steps right in, throws out the ultimate to weaken them earlier in this team fight. 999, will he be able to get away? He will not. The long-range meld will take him down, and speaking of which, Venomancer ends up taking out the Nature's Prophet in exchange. It's a 1-for-1 in the end, and all the meanwhile, Anti-Mage, that dirty dog, is in the middle lane, pecking away at that tier 2. Man, he is going to rat it up this game. He has been very elusive, knowing where to find the space to get the farm, and now going to town in this tier 2, forcing back J&T to try to slow them down.
Yeah, I mean, fullback just really proving that he can play carry in a whole lot of different senses. You can do something like a Meepo where he's going to fight early and he's going to get those kills and go for, you know, an 8-minute blink dagger. Or he can play the rat game and farm on the anti-mage, you know, definitely showing some versatility. However, Helios is going to take that tower. Not a whole lot they can do about it, and I don't really think they're going to be able to pick anybody off either.
They're going to have to keep going and going and going, pushing and pushing and pushing. If they prolong this game, this anti-mage could be a real problem. Now all outer towers have been taken down. Helios has gotten everything they need. Now it becomes a matter of, can we break the hill in the base and go for a tier 3? It might come down to the fact that Vengeful, get that level 11, maybe try to sacrifice yourself and pull out one of them prime targets of Isurus Gaming, and with the help of numbers, try to break the hill and go for that tier 3. But they're going to need a little extra help. Furion, now with that level 3 Necrobook, that helps. But I don't know how much.
Yeah.
Clockwork does manage to grab a Force Staff himself on the other hand, and should be able to jump in, isolate someone, and get himself out of his own cogs.
Yeah, when they're trying to break the high ground, if Vengeful Spirit can swap herself for the Anti-Mage or the Viper, and they get a 1-for-1 out of it, she's absolutely done her job in regards to that fight. And Roshan is up, and Helios is going to go for the third Roshan of the game, this time with cheese.
Yeah, I've been doing a great job timing out the Roches and addressing it. This is going to be the third time. I don't know if Isurus Gaming are aware of it again. This has been the Achilles heel for him. Yeah, that minus armor. That was buffed. The Wave of Terror now. Minus, I don't even know if that tooltip is right. It says 6, but I could have sworn that in the latest patch it was buffed up to 10 at level 4. I might be wrong on that. Hopefully someone might look into that for us.
I'm not sure myself, but it could just be a tooltip error if it was indeed buffed. I mean, things like that happen and tend to stick around.
Yeah, I have a funny feeling it was buffed beyond that 6, and it was pushed up
Nature's
to 10.
Prophet might get picked off up top here.
Oh man, Anti-Mage way behind enemy lines. He's just going for the creeps on his own with the help of that Battle Fury. He has that reliable Yasha already acquired, but Viper Strike going out. Kunoichi going to try to quickly TP away. No, they can't see him. They can't get the Mana Void off to stop him, and he will get away. Nice job. They might have to pay over that tier 2, but meanwhile, Helios eSports is trying to break that hill. They're putting out a little bit of damage, but it's not quite enough. Now they're going for a run back. 999, no hook shot, but he eats big damage. Now forced to run back, but he gets taken down.
And
first to fall will be the clock.
He got absolutely blown up by that meld hit.
They have numbers here. Anti-Mage and Viper are not in the fight just yet. It does look like Viper did finally make a retreat to the base. They break the hill. Venomancer jumps in, trying to sacrifice himself, putting out the ultimate to slow them down, and the wards try and defend as much as possible. Oh, Louis the Pooey. Aegis will be taken down, but they do get the tier 3. That's all it looks like they wanted to do, and now they might think about making a run for it. Nope, now they want to go on DDX. Nice stun, but the Crystal Maiden freezing
BKB
field,
eclipse,
not
though.
quite enough luck. Yep. Oh, man. 3 down, insta buyback. This should be Rax. All the meanwhile, Anti-Mage got a tier 3 of his own here in the top lane, Mason. He's going for the Rax himself. They might trade here, and they can't run back just yet. If they stop him from retreating back, they'll lose a Rax. This Anti-Mage fullback is doing some nice damage in the top lane.
He's doing everything that he needs to do. His team's keeping them busy, and he's taking the Rax. Furion does manage to get back, but he's not going to be able to hold him on his own. He's going to get these.
Templar's 4K. She might need to buy back here. They're going to lose the Rax. This is it. The Rax are taken down on the top. Isurus Gaming come out on top. All thanks to fullback in this top lane.
This. Oh, he wants to take up his
trying to
Manta.
think he can step up right now. Oh, man. Gets the Manta, retreats out, fullback. Putting the team on his back. Taking the top lane, will now retreat. Good work for the Argentinian.
Yeah, that was really good decision-making by Isurus and fullback specifically, knowing that he was not going to do anything in that fight, but damn, he's going to take that Rax. And now they're ready to just push up mid and go for another one.
Wow, and this gold graph is going to slowly begin to just creep its way right back up into Isurus Gaming's favor. What was once a 6K gold lead is now slowly becoming a 3K only gold lead. Helios eSports is going to have to pull it all out here to try to bring it back. They had a bit of advantage in a team fight, but they weren't even dealing with the anti-mage, their true core. So it's going to take a lot of coordination here to try to come together and get a big fight going in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, this is what happens when you leave an anti-mage unattended. Yes, they killed him 3 times. Yeah, they bullied him about a bit in the mid game, but it just wasn't enough. They didn't commit enough focus to him. He's got 4K more net worth than the top for Helios, which is Nature's Prophet. He's got a Manta, he's got Treads, Battle Fury, Glads, and already about 3K gold in his bank. He doesn't care. He says, I will never fight if that's the way this game will work. I will play PvE.
Yeah, as the game goes on, he gets better, he gets more life and more elusiveness. I don't think he really has anyone to worry about. There's no real lockdown to take him out, unless his Furion could somehow conjure together a nice sheep stick to try to get some extra lockdown on him. He doesn't really have any qualms with threats in the rest of the game. He's just going to continue to farm things out until he gets 6 slotted, and then he can just kind of end the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't mind seeing him go for something like a Basher into an Abyssal. I mean, he could go BKB. There's not a lot of match damage other than the Eclipse. Not really something you want to get as an anti-mage. I hope it's the Basher. Could go for an AC even. He has some options. Depends what he feels like doing.
I mean, they always have the hopeful catch-off of the anti-mage, managing to lock him down briefly. Maybe he's out on his own. They pop the Eclipse and they take him down quickly. But with the way he's farming, I wouldn't be surprised if he had the buyback gold available right after that kind of engagement.
He does go BKB.
Forcing them to blow all their skills. Yep. Goes BKB. He's going to play it very safe. I like that, though. It's better to play it safe, you know? This is it. We're in quarterfinals right now for Helios eSports. We're moving way up, and this is one game away for Isurus Gaming to move on to the semis.
Oh, this could be a problem, though. Never mind. His block's going to be off cooldown really quickly.
Oh, he catches out by Louis the Pooey, but they don't have to lock him down. He turns it right back with the Manta style and jumps out of there when he feels that reinforcements might be on the way. He's making a run. Long magic missile. There's a wave of terror, but there's going to be nothing else they can do.
Yeah, and that's the problem with Helios' lineup late game here. The only really reliable lockdown they have is the Vengeful Spirit Stun. And it's, what, 1.75 seconds? I mean, he's tanky enough that he can live through that, if not everybody is focusing him.
Well, I mean, it's just looking more and more grim. I really think we're going to get closer to that point of the game where Helios eSports might have to go for all or nothing. Maybe just make a bum rush for the base. Maybe just try to push themselves down a lane. I guess the other available option is they wait out for Roshan. They've been getting, the Roshan kills have definitely been in their favor. They could build up the Aegis before going for their all or nothing play, but at this point, that might be one of the last things they can fall back on.
Yeah, it'll be 3 minutes and then anywhere between 1 and 3 before Roche respawns again, so there's going to be some farming time. However, the farming benefits Isurus much more than it does Helios. Nature's Prophet is running the Midas. Luna can still get some more items, but, it's anti-mage. You can't farm more efficiently than an anti-mage.
Kunoichi knows that he needs to get that sheep stick. They're going to try to farm it up as quick as possible. He does have already the ultimate orb and 3K in the bank, so he's only a little bit off to get that sheep stick, and every little bit does help, but it will be a question of, is it enough? Is it enough to stop the strong force of fullback, who has definitely been an all-star in both the previous game as the Meepo and now the anti-mage, single-handedly getting that previous engagement in their favor with his own work in that top lane, taking out both the Rex.
Yeah, he's really got his team on his back at this point, but kudos to Isurus for keeping them busy in the mid lane and allowing him to take that.
Oh. There we go. They're going to make something go to self. They jump in with the clockwork and push out. They're going to isolate out them, but Anti-Mage is cut out on his own. DDX makes a run in. Eclipse will fly. It does finish out the Crystal Maiden. Now they're making a move on an Anti-Mage who might be forced to pull back. He's eating a lot of damage here. Helios eSports are taking advantage of this bad engagement now. Knuckles caught out with the shackle shot, but he's just kind of sitting there with the help of the Ethereal. Will not matter, though. They rip him right apart. It's a 3-for-2 in exchange. And a double kill for Anti-Mage. It looked like it was a big Mana Void that ripped him apart.
Yeah.
And now it looks like they're going to just slowly retreat away.
That's that new Mana Void AoE going into work there.
He did it from so far, it seemed like, what was it, like way down here, and it managed to blow up everyone on this side of the map. Absolute absurd. The AoE power, and I would assume he probably targeted out. I'm not sure, I didn't quite see it, but maybe the Wind Ranger was working with a pretty hefty mana pool.
Yeah, I believe it was the Wind Ranger.
So Salt Stuff, it looked briefly for a moment that Helios eSports had the upper hand there. Clockwork tried to engage and do a jump back after using the hook shot, but unfortunately Anti-Mage was caught up briefly, almost was taken down, but now he's back in his rightful spot in the enemy jungle. He's going to catch out the Furion, but he did blink in. Oh, he's just going to quick sheep and get away. Doesn't want to risk it, and will step out.
Yeah, there's no way that he's going to be able to take that one-on-one, so get the sheep and on the
No, absolutely not. Yeah, the safe way out, but now it does show he has the sheep stick ready and available for him. We'll see. DDX, not. He's got the BKB mechanism already complete. I would guess the next step might be an Agnum Scepter. It wouldn't hurt to get that extra bit of Viper Strike damage, that isolation power.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is Roshan time. It is up. I think they pinged it out. They know it's available here. It looks like it might be something they go for. The final tool they need to go for their last hurrah in this game as they begin ripping on the Roshan.
Yeah, and it's going to drop incredibly fast, as it has been all game. They know it's there, but they can't really do much about it. They're just going to let it go, back off, and wait for the next engagement.
That was pretty quick.
Yeah, about 5 seconds maybe.
Quick. Yeah. I'll hope they don't get in a fight because I'm quickly trying to blitz down and see if I was right about that Vengeful Spirit change. I have it on my second monitor here. I'm quickly going down. Hopefully no one gets in a fight. Vengeful Spirit. No, it was increased from 2, 3, 4, 5 to 3, 4, 5, 6. I was wrong. Not 10. Way off. Thanks, everyone. Way off. Well, it was increased earlier in the game,
absurd.
but yeah, well, hey, Slardar has minus 10 armor at level 1 amp damage.
That's
level
very true.
1.
Slardar is overpowered. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, Slardar is great. I'm actually surprised that more people don't pick him up with the buff to that Blink Dagger. No more mana cost there. His sprint costs no mana. His bash was improved up to 100 damage at level 4, and then of course amp damage is always just as good as it's ever been. I'm surprised he's not played as much as he used to be, but whatever. It's not about Slardar right now. This game is all about Anti-Mage.
Yeah, this is the one-man show at this point, and certainly not to discredit the rest of Isuru. Doing a great job backing him up, keeping the team busy, and, you know, that magic word, creating space. But, yeah, as chat said, this Furion's getting out-ratted right now.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't really seen Furion try to go on his own side lane rat adventure. I think they've been a little too nervous about allowing this Anti-Mage to get his own rat going, so I don't know. Is it something you think they can fall back on? It doesn't seem in Kanoichi style. We didn't see much of it last game either. It doesn't seem like the kind of, you know, Nature's Prophet, at least from what we've seen so far, to like really go off on his own the side lane and try to push in the base. They could use it though.
Yeah,
they could definitely.
We haven't really seen Kanoichi do that in past games, but I mean, he doesn't have a Shadow Blade, so that's sort of, people tend to skip it nowadays. It's not the mandate, but he does have the Necro 3, so you expect him to do a little bit more pushing. You can see its power when they all group up and, you know, the zoo comes to town there, but I would like to see a little bit more split push from here, but there's been enough aggression on and off the map that he has been preoccupied, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll see if he can turn it up from here. Now with the full help of the Sheepstick and the Necrobook 3, he has potential to take apart these towers. You know, it's only going to get easier for him to try to lock something down on his own. The game is paused. Obviously, we're waiting for Isurus Gaming and Crystal Maiden to get back into it. So we'll take this moment now. I'm going to go ahead and talk. This is the quarterfinal matchup right now between Isurus Gaming, the Argentinians, going against the North American Helios eSports. Tomorrow, we'll be right back at it for more Helios Tournament Dota. The other set of matches in the quarterfinals, it's going to be a matchup between Happy Times and Osiris Gaming And then after that, we will have No Earth Spirit versus About 350. And I'm actually excited for that particular match. No Earth Spirit and About 350 are a bunch of true NA Dota players. I know the two who's here watching is involved in that matchup. A lot of skilled players, and this was actually a game. I mean, I feel guilty because I thought this particular game was going to be, an okay game, but man, Isurus Gaming, they got game.
Yeah, they've proven that they can hang with the big boys here. They know their stuff. They're confident in their drafts and they're confident in their execution. I am also really excited to see No Earth Spirit. They are a team, like you said, with a lot of NA Dota personalities, a lot of known names. We haven't gotten a chance to see them yet, so I'm excited for that. What's our net worth looking like right now, Coddle?
Let's take a moment to look over the net worth. That's probably should have been brought up a while ago, but it's looking like 21K net worth right now for this anti-mage leading the front. No real surprises there. Second up to bat will be the Furion. He's about 16K. Shortly behind is both the Templar Assassin and the Luna. So while Helios control the majority of the top net worth, the story still goes. This anti-mage is controlling all the farm. He's well ahead, about 5K of net worth. If we take a moment to look over the gold, which is currently blocked by the game's pause sign, you can see that it's probably relatively even. It's only about a 2K gold lead for Helios eSports. XP is roughly about the same, so it's slowly just becoming more of Isurus Gaming's comeback into it. And Crystal Maiden, speaking of which, has come back into the game.
Yeah, and we're ready to roll again. And, just to... maybe not.
Oh,
well,
never
just
mind.
kidding.
Yay!
I mean, to say it again, what we've been saying all game, Fullback is doing a fantastic job finding farm. He just got his BKB pretty recently, only had a chance to use one charge on it, and he's already back up to 4,200 gold.
So now it becomes, what would be the best possible scenario right now for Helios eSports to get back in it? Now imagine... We do have a 4-staff on this Vengeful Spirit, which I like to see. I was kind of hoping she had something to increase her mobility. Now, hopefully, you can make the swap happen. Maybe you don't look for that anti-mage. You can get out of there. Now, do you save it maybe for defensive purposes to help out maybe a Luna that could be caught out by the Clockwork? And then, well, no. You hold the 4-staff, you save out the Luna, who the Clockwork jumps in, and then maybe you swap in the Viper and hope you can burst him down quickly, but you typically don't want to fight the Viper with that corrosive skin. It's real tricky. I'm not quite sure what Helios eSports is planning for their ultimate game plan in this next engagement, how they're going to make things happen, or do you think that they're just going to have to play it safe and do more of a counter-initiate fight, where they're just going to hope that Isurus Gaming get a little overconfident with the power they have and try to catch them out?
It's very possible that Isurus does get overconfident and that Helios can capitalize on them, but I think they sort of need to take the fight to them, because if they wait to be reactionary, they're letting Anti-Mage do whatever he wants. And I know we've said that 1.5 million times, but even 5 more minutes of farm before the fight, 10 more minutes of farm before the fight, means a whole other item for Anti-Mage, maybe 2. So if you wait for Isurus Gaming's momentum to come to you, you're going to be in trouble. I don't know if Helios necessarily can outright win a 5-man fight, but I think they have the tools to be able to do it, and I think it's going to be their best bet.
Pause continues. We're waiting for Crystal Maiden to get right back into the fight. If you didn't know already, this is Coddle Guy casting the game for you. For those of you listening in Dota TV with your tickets, you can catch us over right now at twitch.tv/Helios eSports. Accompanying me tonight is the attractive Mason White Elfin Hills Dota. You can catch me over at Twitter, I guess, at Coddle Guy, and then my own stream at twitch.tv/Coddle Guy, where we bring up all sorts of other fun casting games and pubbies. Mason's done the Amateur Dota 2 League with myself, and you can catch Mason, by the way, at Twitter as well, at WEH Dota. That's correct, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Or at Gnomeface.
Gnomeface Dota. That's where
I've
it's
officially
at.
changed it.
That's where it's at right now. Oh, whatever.
Oh, gosh.
So, we'll see. It's okay. This is where the ultimate challenge is for casting half the time, is trying to bullshit your way through all these long pauses. But it is what it is. It's too close of a game, at least. You can't really just be like, well, let's just hurry up and end this one.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, Anti-Mage has that all. Has all that extra farm, but we need this game to keep going. We can't just kind of call it.
This is the difference between Isurus taking a clean sweep into the semifinals and going to a game 3. And Helios has proven that they can take these games. They're doing a lot better than they did last game, I'll tell you that much. And so, if they can win this game and sort of take back this lead that Anti-Mage has taken from them, they'll have a good momentum going into the next game. If Rasuru comes off this 2-game, series win streak with a Meepo pick and a ridiculously farmed Anti-Mage, they're feeling good as they move forward in the bracket. So for Isurus, it's about keeping that momentum and hoping to finish this game and move on. And for Helios, it's killing that momentum and trying to re-pick up a little bit of their own.
And I know the 2 is in the audience watching. I wonder what other teams that are still in these quarterfinals are thinking, if they are watching this, and I hope they are, because that Meepo is something that can really come out of left field. If they decide to, if they do get past Helios eSports, which we cannot call just yet, but if they do manage to push their way through Helios eSports into the next round, it's a matter of can either Seed Nullus or Isurus Gaming. Oh wait, that's not right. Oh, I was looking at the bracket. That's not updated correctly, I don't think. But whoever they face in the next round, if they're going to be ready for a strat like that, or will if they also be caught off guard and hand over possibly a free game to Isurus Gaming with that dirty strat. So we'll see if it's something other teams will take note of. And decide to potentially ban out.
I hope the other teams are doing their homework. I don't think it's necessarily worth a respect ban on the Meepo, but if they're doing their homework and they've watched this game, they know to possibly anticipate it as a last pick, niche pick sort of thing. Again, I don't think there'll be a respect pick. I think that Invoker respect pick is much more legitimate, but I'm not so sure that they're going to be able to completely baffle anybody like they did to Helios last game.
All right, well, speaking of Helios, once again, this is a Helios tournament happening, quarterfinals right now. You can get your ticket in the store. I know we only have a couple of days left of actual gameplay, but this is where the games get good. I tell you what, already tonight has been well worth the long wait of the qualifiers, and we get this delicious Meepo play and great anti-mage farm happening. You can get that ticket in the store. It's only 99 cents. It does support the tournament holders being able to go on to the next one and make things bigger, grander, and better. If you're wondering what is at stake for this tournament, GameVox, one of the sponsors, has put in $500 for the winner of the tournament, and Logitech G, the other sponsor, has thrown in a bunch of delicious equipment, which if you haven't seen already is a bunch of really cool keyboards, mouse pads, or not mouse pads, but mouses and headsets that the winning teams will be able to choose from. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. I'm sure the admin will post in the chat exactly the details, but the winning team not only get about $250, but also a choice of like 5 of the items right off the bat. So the winning team is looking at a nice grouping of Logitech items as well as some good cash. So this isn't all for nothing. There's a nice, decent prize pool here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, not to say it's more important than the prize pool, but just as important is the fact that whoever comes out on top can say that, they beat out the other amateurs / semi-pro teams. They get their name out there as a more recognizable organization. They get invited to some more tournaments and get to, work their way up through the world of professional Dota. And I have just been told by the admin that we are doing a 15-minute wait time here. So I think we've probably gone through about 7 of those at this point. And if Crystal Maiden doesn't come back, then it's going to be a 4 versus 5. Fullback says he's back on TeamSpeak, though, so hopefully everything's going to work out okay. You'd hate to see a game like this end disqualification of a player.
Yeah, I mean, we still would have another game if they did move into a 4 versus 5 and Helios took the upper hand, and then hopefully he'd be back in time for Game 3. But I think Isurus Gaming are already on the verge of a comeback here. It would add a lot of pressure to Anti-Mage. I mean, they do only lose a Crystal Maiden, not knocking her too much, but Crystal Maiden's only pretty much good for so much at this point in the game. So I still wouldn't know if I would favor Helios eSports too heavily, even if it was a 4 versus 5.
I mean, yeah, but you can't underestimate the damage that an unchecked freezing field can do, that a good frostbite can place. True. I mean, yeah, you're not losing your anti-mage, but in a game like Dota, every hero matters.
Oh, before I wanted to jump off the last topic too much, and you were saying that it's not always about the prizes, it's about the pride and how, your team fares. And I can tell you firsthand, I was asked by a certain higher up about who was, what NA talent was in this particular tournament. So there's a lot of people watching even these tournaments to see who they can put invites out to come into their own tournaments.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's more about prizes. This is a gateway to the next level for a lot of these teams. So they really want to perform. They want to put on a good show. They want to show a lot of promise. Even in losing, if you show a good performance and that the potential is there, you could make it to a bigger show and a bigger prize. into that
I
next
mean,
level.
where do you think MLG gets their teams for the Open Invite qualifiers or the Join Dota League, if not from tournaments like this, you know?
It's true. It's true.
Looks like we've got a Dota
well,
update for
I mean-
Crystal Maiden. Oh, gosh.
Oh, this just gets better and better. Very, very nice.
Poor Isurus right now. They were feeling so good on this comeback, and the internet gods say no.
Yeah, her computer apparently diarrheaed on herself
I
or
don't know, it
something,
blew
and we're waiting for it to get back up.
Hopefully, if she does have to download the update, hopefully there won't be any issues in reconnecting to the game.
I don't think so. I think it's happened before. I don't know if that's something we'll all have to jump into if this game does conclude. I mean, I guess there's always the option of autosaves, which I believe it does save once every minute.
Something
but
like that, yeah.
I really would hate to have to. Yeah, I really hate to resort to something like that and having to figure it all out.
Yeah, and then it's just the wait time between the games. You lose your edge that you've been playing with. You lose your momentum, and it's just sort of like, okay, now you got to start cold again and get the gears running.
Yeah, your fingers are all cold. You're like, I was all warmed up. Now I gotta, I gotta warm up my hands again and get right back in the zone here.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is more than.
I'll be
just
really
that.
interested to see what Anti-Mage decides to go next item-wise with his 4,200 gold. He could go something like a Basher into an Abyssal. He could go something like a Heart if he wants to maybe feel a little bit tankier to the right clicks Helios does have. A lot of minus armor means that his BKB is going to eat the Eclipse, but maybe not so much the Meld Strikes. Either way, I think is a fair choice. Heart is the safer one. Maybe a little bit better for the split push. Abyssal is more along the lines of, we know we're going to have to fight you eventually.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think he's been pretty much living on the edge from what I've seen so far. I'm thinking Abyssal. I don't want to think too hard of
His item choices have been very safe,
hold
though.
some of that gold for
He
buyback.
did get the Vlads, he did get the BKB.
That's true.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him go hard, just so he knows that he'll be able to survive.
But hard is no fun.
Hard is no fun, I know.
Hard is no fun. That's too safe. We got an anti-mage here. We want to go balls to the wall. Oh my god, look who's back.
Let's see if she stays connected for more than a minute.
Come on, everybody, cross your fingers.
Ah.
Uno momento, por favor. Ah! Lo siento.
Oh god, this is just horrible now.
Oh, it's not looking too good. Connects and reconnects once again. I wonder what the problem is.
Oh,
It looks like
they're just gonna
they
4
might
versus
have to
5
do it. They're just going to 4 versus 5. Hopefully Crystal Maiden on the sidelines gets everything going and back together. Maybe do a full-blown router reset and restart. But now we're moving into an Isurus Gaming 4 versus 5 matchup here. They've waited long enough. Helios eSports were happy to wait out a little bit longer, but we were near 20 minutes, about 15 to 20 minutes of a wait. But we cannot wait no longer. Hopefully she'll be back if there is a game 3, or maybe just further into this one. But action continues here. And what do you think? Does Helios eSports take this opportunity to really take it to them, have the extra numbers, don't want to give Anti-Mage a chance to build up all those extra items? Do you push the pressure on early, now that's only a 4 versus 5?
I think it's time to start seriously considering a 5-man push. However, they have to be careful not to get too cocky. Anti-Mage is still very scary. So is a Venomancer ultimate, so is a Viper. And if they get too far ahead of themselves... Oh, Crystal Maiden's actually back.
I don't know. I don't want to. I won't believe it until I see the little woman move.
well-
There he goes. He's disconnected. Right back to the fountain. Okay.
Well, she moved. Hopefully
oh,
they don't
well.
get...
Probably the auto disconnect right back to the base. That's how
Yeah,
she
no,
moves.
absolutely. As I was saying, though, hopefully they don't get too overconfident in this 4 versus 5, because they could still lose it.
You know, let's see. Helios eSports, let's go. We're going to have to rally up, get together, maybe do a full 5-man push, use advantage of the numbers and move around now. Viper might have to consider building a little extra damage for himself. You can't put all your eggs in the anti-mage basket, considering you're now at a disadvantage as far as team is concerned. Do you use the Crystal Maiden? You know, they're having her nearby where any action might potentially be. They have her up here in the base, ready to go. You know, maybe try to throw out a quick frostbite, hit the R button desperately, and just kind of move back into your own character and hope that you get as much damage off as possible. We'll see what this.
I mean, yeah, it's still worth taking her around. I mean, if she dies, she dies. It's just if she was never there.
If she dies, she
and
dies.
Anti-Mage picks up a butterfly, which I completely forgot about, and is also a really good item pickup because Luna is probably not going to get an MKB anytime soon.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't help but jump on that Rocky 4 reference you put out there for me. If he dies, he dies. Ivan Drago?
I mean,
no one out there? Am I that old guy?
I've got to throw you a
Come on.
softball every once in a while.
All right. Fair enough. So Luna, hold of the reclaimed, and I was just going to ask that question. Thank you very much, Very Based Volvo, throwing out the Aegis reclaim timer. We got 2 minutes and 45 seconds for Luna to really take advantage of this Aegis, and that might be the big fight we've been waiting for. They're just going to kind of farm up until then, but hopefully they pull the trigger here relatively soon. Obviously, Crystal Main's still not a part of this game. Now she's a part of it. We'll see if she can stick through it, but I'm not going to really count on it just
not so
yet.
much.
Meanwhile, Louis the Pooey, he has the cheese for his team. He's farming up the bottom lane. Definitely have to give the perk to Helios eSports here, but the longer this goes on, Anti-Mage now with the butterfly. No MKB acquired just yet in Helios eSports, so now he's just that much harder to get. Oh, look at this! Nehardara! Back in it, types out the yes.
Great success.
We're back to a 5 versus 5.
Glad to see a 5 versus 5.
Wow, man. So what do you think, Mace? Was this a lost opportunity for Helios eSports to make a move?
No, I don't think so. Man, it's so hard to tell. Because if Helios starts doing a 5-man push, Image is just going to say bye and go push another lane. He won't care. As far as he's concerned, he can never fight them again for the rest of the game, and he would be totally happy. They could try to split push it out. I mean, Luna has a Manta.
Yeah.
They have a Nature's Prophet, and TA picked up a Manta. Considering how many split push abilities they have, they're not doing a very good job.
Nature's Prophet is trying to give Isurus Gaming the runaround. He did a little bit of a split push here in the bottom lane, but already was, just didn't want to commit quite too much. Already TP'd out, went right back to the jungle, but he did force all of them to make the rotation here to the bottom lane, and Helios eSports is now controlling a little more of the map and a little more of the farming game, and forcing Isurus Gaming to stay nice and close and tight-knit group here in the bottom lane. Maybe they look to make a push all the way to the bottom and take out that tier 2. It's the final outer tower for Helios eSports, and a little bit of extra gold they'd be happy to
Yeah, that
take.
bastard of a tower has been standing for way too long. They want to take this down.
Louis the Pooey, though, wants to kind of defend it there. Jumps right in. Anti-Mage, however, jumps in, lays off a few hits. They do manage to get to tier 2. There's the Sheep. Can they lock him down? They throw out. They'll get him. No BKB will not matter. They take down the Anti-Fun.
Yep, and
they push on in. Can they stop Crystal Maiden?
Really nice swap.
Yes, the swap! They're going to take out 2. Helios eSports. Running it right back at him, making him pay for the tower.
that's a great kill, You don't have evasion when you're sheeped, so it's really easy to just right-click that anti-mage down. It locks him down. It takes away the evasion for Butterfly. Really well done by the Nature's Prophet there. Good reactions.
They got to get together. They got to push as fast as possible. That Aegis is going to be reclaimed any moment now. They see 999. Nice Lucent Beam. They stop him from TPing, and now he's going to be forced on the run, but this is a little bit of extra space.
Oh, those
Kanoichi
cogs.
steps in. Nice cogs. The cogs are doing work right now. But 999 is running him around. The shackle won't quite land, but nope, they get him. He tried to hookshot out to the creep wave. They end up taking out 3 total here, but that's a lot of extra time for Anti-Mage to come back from the dead. He's only got 30 more seconds until he's back in it. They're looking to make a push possibly here in the bottom lane. Nature's Prophet's down here. No book available just yet, but he's got that little bit of an army right behind him, and they're looking to make a push here up into the hill. Will they be able to stop it? It's only 18 seconds left. Anti-Mage will be back.
They should be able to get at least the tower before Anti-Mage respawns. With all those Manta illusions, though, they might be able to get the Rax. He's got 10 seconds. There's the 4th.
Wow.
They might just... Oh, it's tough to say. You might want to back off and play it safe, but at the same time, this is your opportunity.
Yeah, Clockwork's coming. Clockwork's coming. Nice. Ultimate put out by Venomancer. This is going to start to dwindle them away slowly. They might have to overcommit here. Anti-Mage jumps in, and now they're going to do work. Luna quickly falls. The Aegis was already claimed, so she will stay down. That's a double kill already. They're going for a triple here. Louis the Pooey taken down. Killing spree for DDX. Freezing field for the frosting on the cake. Furion, will he get away? He does! They only end up taking down 3, but that makes it all evened up. Now they don't even take the tier 3 tower. Just unfortunately took a little too long trying to chase out the Clockwork down here on the bottom. That could have been all the extra time they needed to push into the base and take those racks. So a lost opportunity indeed.
Yep, Anti-Mage did exactly what Helios didn't want him to do. He got in there with the cogs. There was no way to get Luna out and just right-clicked her down. And, I mean, no BKB in the world is going to save you against right-click damage as he awkwardly blinks into trees. But now comes the split push game. He's got bottom all by himself, going to go back towards his team mid, and they're going to get at least the tower and maybe racks. There is fortification up for Helios, so I don't know. We could see a return of what just happened to Helios happen to Isurus right here.
Yeah, it's true. It's definitely true. Man, I can't help but think about, I mean, 999 was caught out there in the bottom jungle with that TP, but all that delayed time they spent trying to take him down was enough time for the Aegis to be reclaimed. There was enough time for Anti-Mage to come back. It worked out so nicely in their favor. Anti-Mage, however, jumps in trying to peck away at that bottom tower, forced to pull the BKB and will step back. You know what? The more BKB charges he pops, the better it is off for Helios eSports. Those seconds begin to dwindle down very quickly. He's already at 6-second BKB right now.
Yep, and pretty soon that's going to go all the way down to 4, and it's going to be a whole lot easier to get him with the Venge Stun, to get him with the Hex, if you can, you can wait out the BKB, more or less. This next Roche is going to be up in about 2.5 minutes or so, and I assume both teams are going to wait for it, and this could be the deciding factor. This might be the one chance that Isurus actually has to contest a Roshan.
And this is the first time in the whole game that the Isurus Gaming have claimed control of the gold lead. It's only up a little bit, but now it is in their favor, and we'll see if this will just continue to be the momentum they need to end this series. Anti-Mage controlling this mid lane, leading the front right now for the rest of his team. Meanwhile, on the sidelines, Luna farming up those Ancients. They couldn't really get any serious Ancient stacks happening this game either. I think they were too worried. Anti-Mage was a little too elusive, a little too all over the place. I guess they could have been fearsome of the fact that Anti-Mage could have caught out the stack on his own and taken it for himself. So just getting crippled and choked up here by the mobility of this Anti-Mage
and
right now.
He's all the way back up to 6,700 gold right now. In a 40-minute game, he has 500 CS.
That is 542.
That is a shitload of
542 and 9.
Oh, mid lane.
Oh, Nature's Prophet. Catching out the clockwork. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but I guess he got sheeped down and quickly taken apart.
Anti-Mage is just going to split push bottom, though.
Nice Hex indeed. They'll take whatever momentum they can get. I know for fact that Clockwork does not have a buyback available now. They're trying to catch out the Venge. Nice help with the Sprout, and the Shackle will hold him in place. Power Shove to fly well. The big men damage, and that's 2 down.
These are the pick.
Same goes for Venomancer. This is their best opportunity. All meanwhile, they're going to try to rat it out. Oh, baited back by the illusion of Anti-Mage. Templar Assassin makes a retreat back to the base, and that only leaves the 4 left to push down this mid lane. I don't know if that's going to be enough. Meanwhile, you can see Anti-Mage over here on the side with a DD. This is going to be very bad. If he
Prophet's got a Demon Edge right now, and the chat is going crazy over Rapier hype. I'm pretty sure it's going to be an MKB, though. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, MKB against Anti-Mage's Battle, or Butterfly rather, is obviously the typical pickup. I don't know if Helios eSports are going to be that desperate just yet. Of all the people to put it on, I don't know if Nature's Prophet will be able to hold it very long. It's time for Roshan, however. Anti-Mage is in the neighborhood. He might be able to smell this one out.
It's just going to drop too fast again, though. That
stuff.
minus armor just doing work throughout the entirety of this game.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he wanted to go in.
Uh-oh. Oh, man! Trying to rip the quick swap to save his life. Now Anti-Mage might be caught out here. Crystal Maiden ends up falling. Eclipse will fly out, but Anti-Mage on the run. The Shackle will not quite land, and he will be able to get away. They take down one. They take down the Roshan, so a little bit of mini victory there for Helios eSports, but they got to be able to get it together. But look at this, like a bat out of hell. Anti-Mage is making a run for the top jungle here. Oh, Helios eSports know what's up, though. The push-up, he's making a run for it right now. They are going for a fugitive on the loose here. Fullback, making a run all the way to the north. He'll blink up. He should be able... No, no TP. No
He's
TP.
in some serious
They're going to try to trap him out.
Oh, they guessed right.
Oh,
and got the
my
trap.
God. There, they should have the swap here. They need it in 4 seconds. The sheep wipe from so far away. They're trying to hunt him out now. He's inside the base being caught out here. This is so long and such a time waster here. Oh, no. No more mana here for Louis the Pooey. What the hell? I lost track. Where did he go? Oh, he's going down the mid lane now. This slippery sucker is going right through everyone's speakers. Fullback. Sprout missed. There goes Magic Missile. Will not catch! As he blinks up to the hill. Wow. That's slippery banana. Fullback.
If there was any time...
Going right through everyone.
Any video needed the video music, it was right there.
Oh my God. Just a little bit of misplay in timing. The sheep was used, I felt, a little too early while he was still in the heart of the jungle. But man, I don't know.
What a
I can't believe he got away
What a
with that
player.
one. He
What a
did it
player.
though. I mean, he still had buyback obviously available regardless if even he was caught out, but he's just kind of clowning on them right now, making them run around all each other here. But Helios is going to need another hopeful pickoff. Luna does have that Aegis, however, and Satanic acquired.
And
Now with 2K in the bank, does she go for a butterfly herself?
I wouldn't mind. Oh, she does have the Satanic. I was going to say that would be a good one. I wouldn't mind her seeing her pick up an MKB as well, just for the heck of it. Butterfly is always good, but Anti-Mage has an Abyssal Blade now. He just picked up an Abyssal and a Heart.
Wow. Well, that makes the choices easy. Pretty much 6 slotted at this point, with the chance that maybe he'll decide to swap out those treads for maybe some boots of travel, and then maybe move from there into rebuying the BKB if he needs more seconds and more time. Now down to 5 seconds on his current BKB. The options are there. He's rich. I mean, if he gets caught out now, that'd be pretty bad because he has no money for the buyback, but I don't think that will be the case. I think they'll let him farm up the reliable buyback gold and maybe look to make something happen.
There's more lockdown coming out on the side of Helios, though. Wind Ranger picks up another Scythe of Ice. TA picks up an MKB herself, so that Butterfly is going to do a little bit less work for Anti-Mage now.
Yeah, I'm loving the second Sheepstick build-up. Typically in a Wind Ranger, I was expecting maybe early in the game she would go for an Orchid just to try to stop him from being able to blink and get away and be so elusive, but hey, Sheepstick works even better. So I'm happy to see her pick that up. J&T, captain of the Helios squad, trying to rally the troops here and get any sort of lingering hope he can. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Nature's Prophet trying to rat it up, but Crystal Main slowing him down here. It will force a bit of a rotation as the rest of the Isurus Gaming squad just kind of hide out in their own jungle, allowing Anti-Mage to be out and far on his own.
The problem with this, though, is that they're just chasing him around the map at this point. Helios isn't getting anything done, and that's understandable because with Anti-Mage illusions and, mini mega creeps going through the top lane, somebody needs to stay back to push it back out. But when you're just chasing him around the map like they have been, you're not getting your lanes pushed much farther than the Nature's Prophet can do, which isn't a whole lot at this point. And you're not farming.
They're trying to make a move. Will they be able to catch out Yes, they do! Nice Sheep catches out Knuckles. They take down the support Venomancer rather quickly here. And that's one down already for Isurus Gaming. I really want this Nature's Prophet to consider doing a little bit of a split push on his own. I know they're trying to make a push here in the mid lane. Maybe they can throw him here on the bottom. Look how weak that Crystal Main is on bottom. Oh, if he would have TP'd down there, he could have grabbed her up so easily and delicious.
Yeah, I mean,
he doesn't get it. Instead, they're going to look to make
he was
a push
split pushing bottom, and he saw the Crystal Maiden, but he shouldn't be so scared of a CM as a Nature's Prophet. And here comes Anti-Mage.
Buyback by Venomancer. Well, that's something, I guess. They force him to buy back, and now Anti-Mage making a push on his own. It's going to force the rest of the Helios squad to retreat. This is going to be a very touch-and-go game. They catch him out with the Sheep fullback. Might be in trouble. There we go. Can they time it out? Sprout with the Shackle to lock him down even further, but they're not doing quite enough damage. There goes the Magic Missile. Great team coordination, but swap right through the BKB to pull him back, but he's still on the run. It's not enough to get him. He has no room for the TP scroll. Now making a move into the... Oh, God. Just didn't quite have enough damage there in time. Nature's Prophet wasn't quite close enough to lay out the heavy deeps. Neither was the Luna. That was good synergy. There's
it was really
there.
nice lockdown, but when he's got 22 armor and 3,200 health, there's just not enough damage without the Luna, or the TA. But they did prove that they can lock him down.
It's close. They definitely have the coordination there, and I got to give them a lot of respect for that. They time everything out perfectly to lock him down. Need that damage, though. That's the crucial thing they need to stop this Anti-Mage, who now has a haste and will continue to farm things up on his own. 2.4k. He'll have the reliable buyback gold shortly. Nature's Prophet holding things out in the top lane. Obviously, he can join the mid lane when needed. Oh, no, a push-in. Nicely done with the Force Staff on Luna. Gets caught out and quickly loses the Aegis, and now Nature's Prophet on the run. Trying to step back quickly, ripped apart fullback. Doing serious work, moving on to a killing spree. BKB Eclipse trying to do a lot of work, but there are a lot of targets here. GNT ends up falling. This might be the beginning of the end as fullback begins to go on a slaughter right now. Ripping apart Louis the Pooh. He uses the cheese, but he does step back. Refraction helping out, but now will be caught out by the rest of this Isurus Gaming squad. That's 4 men down.
That was...
Oh, man. That Force Staff. was good. I'm not sure who's forward staff. I think it was 999s. They pushed Luna forward and quickly took apart that Aegis.
Yeah, I mean, again, 999 just playing out of his mind in these past 2 games, doing an incredible job of setting up the kills that they need, getting that Luna out of position and just immediately blown up. Anti-Mage was a little hesitant to man-fight that TA when she's got the MKB, but he backs off, regens up, and the rest of the team can take care of her.
Luna has the buyback available as well. She might be forced to use it. Maybe Isurus Gaming just kind of bait out the buyback and get it going here. But they're going to make a jump in. They need it. She pulls out the buyback. Meanwhile, Anti-Mage is going to town in the bottom lane. He gets the tier 3 with ease here. They're making a move on the mid lane to try to stop it. But Fullback is doing work on his own. Nature's Prophet trying to address it to swap back. They followed up with the Sheep. Can they time it out and shut him down here? Luna, they catch out BKB. He blinks. He's trying to make a go for the run here. 4 staff ahead. They want to get him here, just trying to slow him down. Oh, Fullback. Oh, nice TP ahead of time. Nature's Prophet catches him with the Sprout here.
Oh my goodness.
2 auto attacks will do it. No! Man. Nice vision with the Templar trap, and they catch him out with the Nature's ult, but all that, and he's just sitting still on 4.6k gold. He'll buy back whenever he feels. Mission accomplished, though. He gets that tier 3 in the bottom lane. No tower taking the mid lane, however.
Moral victory for Helios. They got the AM.
Yeah. They had to sweat for it, though, but they got it.
My God, that was insane.
A lot of confidence right now for Isurus Gaming after that recent team fight there in the mid lane. They run it right back into the base. They have the right idea. They'll put a lot of pressure there on the mid lane. They'll allow Anti-Mage to go off on his own. It will force Helios to get in that predicament of, do we commit in trying to take out the Anti-Mage first, or do we address the presence in this mid lane and we could lose the racks there? It really puts them in a bind. It's going to test their coordination on what they want to do. Venomancer already throws out plenty of wards, slowing down the push that Helios has here, but it's not going to be enough. I don't think it'll be enough to break the hill and get these racks. Buyback by Anti-Mage. There it is. If that's what they wanted, they got it. But now they're making a move on Louis. Swap back for the save. Nice glitch out, but it won't be enough. Anti-Mage on the run. He should be able to get... Wow, Vengeful ripped apart with the help of the ultimate there. Now Nature's Prophet might be able to get away. Sprout, desperate TP. They can't see him. No! He ends up getting taken down. I'm not too sure what that was. Was that an MKB? Oh, the Frostbite. They have vision through the Sprout and stop him right there. 105 seconds for Nature's Prophet to get back into the
he's
sport.
not coming back anytime soon. He still has 3 minutes on his buyback, so he's gone. For all intents and purposes, he's gone from this fight.
Oh, here we go. Fullback leading the front. Being the linebacker, if you will, for his team. This could be the beginning of the end here.
Oh, that Wind Ranger.
JHT trying to slow him down, but that Abyssal Blade, rather. Big damage right now. Now Song of the Sun trying to slow him down, but they can't touch this Anti-Mage. One of the best carries in the game for a reason. Going to town right now. Eclipse doing a lot of damage, but not nearly enough. This might be it, Mason. Helios eSports going for the last hurrah here in this tournament. Pushing in. Should be able to get this racks with ease. Louis the Pooey will fall. That's a full 5-man wipe. I think that's it. There it is. GG called Louis the Pooey.
Oh my God.
Valiant effort to get back into it. A bit of a lull there in the mid-game. Pause waiting out the Crystal Main, but Fullback, MVP of both these games. First the Meepo, now the Anti-Mage. He ratted it up real well and got it going for him.
Freaking Anti-Mage should have been dead so many times.
Just so elusive, slipping right between the cracks of this Helios eSports squad. It became a matter of, could they address him earlier in the game? Could Nature's Prophet been a little more ratty himself?